It was sentencing day for the Buffalo Bills fan who fell from the stands onto another fan in front of surveillance cameras and a huge crowd last season. Rob Hopkins spoke in Orchard Park Court tonight. News 4's Joe Malillo is there. He's live in the newsroom now. Joe?
Yeah, Don, Hopkins did have a few words for the judge before he handed out his sentence. Hopkins said he was deeply sorry for what had happened and he thinks about it every day. Robert Hopkins walked into today's sentencing with the possibility of going to jail for a year. A jury found him guilty of assault and reckless endangerment after he fell from the stands on top of another fan last year during the Jets game. Before the judge made a decision, the prosecution described the agony the victim is still living with today. He called Hopkins' actions reckless and ridiculous and asked the judge to give him a year in jail. But the judge did not do that. In fact, Robert Hopkins walked out of court today with nothing but a fine and a conditional release. He has to work 100 hours of community service and report back to the court.
We're pleased with the judge's sentence. We understand that it's a difficult case from the court's perspective because somebody was injured, and we're very mindful of that, and we appreciate the fact that Rob will not be going to jail.
Hopkins' attorney, Patrick Brown, pled with the judge to focus on the punishment his client has already endured. Since the incident, Hopkins lost his job and has lived with tremendous guilt for his actions.
Looking at the whole picture, I'm guessing the judge didn't think that there was a need here to deter Rob from doing something like this in the future, that the consequences of this have been understood by him.
Hopkins' friends and family were also in the courtroom for support. They wrote numerous letters to the judge describing the kind of person he is.
The picture that emerges is that he's sort of a thoughtful kind of a guy, so this incident really seems out of context with his general lifestyle.
Hopkins' time in court isn't over. The man Hopkins landed on says he still suffers from serious back and neck pain and is suing him in civil court for damages. Joe Malillo, News 4 10.